Right, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the rear brakes on the Scirocco. Now, if you watched last week's episode, maybe 10 days ago, the last episode. If you've watched the last episode on the rear brakes, it didn't go well. My failure to measure the calipers meant that they weren't going to fit inside the wheels because, and here's the problem, these are lovely and light and made of aluminium. These are what I use for the measurements, which are made of steel, and well, you can see the size difference. I think it's about 15 millimeters, and because of that, these just don't fit inside the wheels. And I have looked everywhere on the internet so that I can find steel versions this size in the VW Audi group that go over vented discs, and I can't find any. I found some that have a different distance here, but that would mean I can't use the carriers, and well, the problem just goes on and on and on. So a different solution had to be found, and it's taken a lot of effort yet again to try and work out something that's going to work and something that's going to fit inside the wheels, for various reasons. A lot of it is due to the thickness of these calipers, and then the next problem is that on a vertical plane where the disc is in relation to the hub and then the wheel, and then where it puts the caliper inside the wheel, because obviously everything needs to clear. So I come up with a plan. I bought some new bits yet again. Where are they? Let me go and find them. Right, okay, so what we now have is 280mm G60 front discs. They have the right depth front to back, have about 49 millimeters, which means the caliper is spaced inboard enough, because the discs that come with the other conversions don't, so they won't work unless they won't work because the discs are in the wrong place, so it pushes the calipers too far out. And along with that, yet another Epitech bracket, and another set of spigot rings, which I'm going to have to get machined down at some point. I wish I had a lathe. I don't have a lathe. I don't know how to use a lathe, but I wish I had one, because then I could do this machining myself and I could make some of this stuff. Maybe that's things for the future. A lathe and a milling machine and a course on how to use them. But there we go, that's a future problem, because then I can make some of this stuff rather than having to keep buying it from different companies. Anyway, I'm going to take all of this lot off and then start the process of putting all of this lot on, and then put a wheel on, and cross my fingers that it all fits. I hope it all fits. I'm sure it's going to fit. Yes, I'm sure it's going to fit. I'm sure it's going to fit this time. Probably. Enjoy the process of me taking it all apart yet again and putting it all back together again. Boring. Right, let's get this lot apart. Some stuff's simple, it doesn't fix in there. At least it's all nice and easy to get apart at the moment. I think that disc will come out. At least I don't have to take the carrier and the hub off. Dear me. Right. Now this is the Epitech bracket, and it's designed for again for, I think, pretty much the wrong thing. The right thing in certain ways, because it's designed for a 280mm diameter disc. So therefore the spacing from the original caliper mounting hole outbound this way to put the caliper in the right position is absolutely spot on. So that's perfect. What isn't so perfect is the same as the fronts and trying to fit the Porsche calipers, is actually the distance in and out. So where this is designed to fit the caliper in one inclination off the back of this, so this mounts to the carrier, and then you mount basically the caliper on here. We've got to turn it around, mount it on the wrong side, and then mount it on the front to get it in the right inclination with a couple of spacers. And I don't know whether I've got enough spacers. I might be gone a minute, but I'll probably just pause the video. Let's make sure I've got all of the right parts so I can put it together in the right inclination to hopefully get the caliper in the right place. Right, back in a minute. Right, let's try and get all of this bolted up. Just need to make sure that I get all of the right bits in all of the right places. Some washers on the ends of the bolts. So, I'll probably take some footage of this going the other way in a bit, but as I say, we're mounting this bracket on the wrong way round on the carrier. Get the spacing in the right places. Right, there's my Allen key. It's very nice. Epitech actually supply all of nice new bolts to go with all of this setup, because I must admit it does make putting it together really nice. Right. Do you like this? Look, I don't have to even drill the discs. First time on this project. I've put it together wrong. What a plonker. Right, there's going to be a lot of fast forwarding as I take it apart and put it together right. This doesn't fit in. I've done it wrong. Right, wheel brake on, disc back on, caliper bracket back on. This now hopefully goes in the gap, which it does. Look at that. Success. Right, so all my measurements, all my effort, the carrier doesn't interfere with the disc. The disc is on, carrier's on, brackets all bolted up. Let's see whether I can get a shot round the back. Hang on, let me get the camera. Right, now hopefully you can see that. Now this bracket here should actually be on the other side, and it should be that side and not this side. So I've flipped it over and to get it in the right inclination, so we've got one spacer there, one spacer here. Now I know that looks really odd. That spacer is 0.5 millimetre thicker than that one. Just to get that in the middle of there, I needed 0.5 millimetre of direction travel that way. So that's what I had to do. So you can now see the difficulty in trying to get this stuff to work. Alright, I'll pause the video now, put it back on the stand and start putting everything else back together. Right, okay, that's the camera back on the stand. You can see what we've had to do underneath here. As I say, I'm going to have to get some a small amount of machining work done, I think, on this spigot ring to pull the size down a touch, to make sure that everything is going to clear and we've got the wheels centred on the hub properly. I might even have to get something made to do the job. It's not something that's that I think I can buy off the shelf anywhere. I think I'm going to have to do something a little bit different here. So I'm probably going to have to, there's a couple of engineering companies local to me, so I think I'm going to have to take some specs down and ask them to machine me something that will give me what I need. Anyway, right, let's put some brake pads back in, let's get the calipers back on, and then hopefully the video camera won't go flat today, but on the other hand, I think that was bonus last week. So let me get everything back together again, let's get a wheel on it, and let's see whether it all fits. And then there's a way forward and a way you can do a cheap, hopefully cheap or cheapish, 280mm vented rear disc conversion on a Scirocco or Mk1 golf platform, which would be kind of cool. I don't know why anybody else would want to do it, it's probably just me, because I'm barking mad. Right. That's going to be the best way of doing this. Oh, and if anybody's wondering what I'm doing about brake hoses, so this is a small flexible brake hose that I've got out of the rear conversion kit that I think Rectification. No, I don't know. I don't know who sells it actually. I don't remember who I bought it off. I'll find it and put it in the comments below. But what I'm doing is I'm going to replace the hard brake line with a new hard brake line that's 18 inches long. This is part of the kit for just doing a rear brake conversion, but the central pipe that they send you isn't long enough when you go up to bigger sizes. So I'm going to have to measure that size, use this. I'm going to use the stainless steel brake line underneath between the beam and the body, and then a hard brake line in between, which will should give us an excellent brake pedal. And the handbrake, now the handbrake. See where they cut that off. I've no idea how I'm going to make the handbrake work yet. I've bought some cables. I've bought a cable which is over there, which is for one of these, but a GTI with a rear brake disc conversion, with rear brake discs, because some of them did come from the factory like it, and they're slightly longer. But I don't know whether it's going to do the job or not. I've got to do some work on this, so there'll be another episode on, I think, what I need to do to make the handbrake work. Hose is really easy, handbrake not so much. Right, let's try and get this on. Why are you not fit? Come on. There we go. Right. Head on. Right, for the moment, let's just tuck that out of the way. Right, shall we get a wheel and physically try and fit this? Right, where's my tool? I really hope this fits. I'd say this is looking rather more promising than the last time, but it is really tight. When I say really tight, I mean really tight. Oh my God. Right, let's get these done up. What's that scraping on? Had me worried then. I think we are scraping on. It fits. There's not much space. Let me get the camera. Alright. I don't know how much you can see that. It's quite clear that there really is very, very little room. But they do look much more impressive. Let's have a look from back here. I don't think you can really see that. But there's not much room. You can see how all of the caliper setup works. Alright. But no, I'm really impressed with that. And that's inside a 16-inch wheel. Now, let's be clear, these are not the wheels that are going to end up on the car in the end. I've got other wheels coming. Because while these are really, really nice Speedline Torinis that used to be on a, look, you can see it there, used to be on a Renault, and they do fit, and they do look okay, and the bronze wheels that are on the car look really, really nice, probably better than these. I can't use them because of the spacing on the front calipers. I don't even know what the rear calipers would have been like, but I don't want to run a car where the wheels stick out huge amounts this way, because I just don't like it. So I want something that's just going to neatly tuck up into the arch when you put it on the floor. So running the bronze wheels, I wasn't going to be able to do that because I was going to have to run 5mm spacers. Now I don't want to run any spacers at all on the car if I can help it. So I've got another set of wheels coming, and they're going to be a future surprise. But they are kind of the colour of the GT2 badge up there. They are kind of that colour, so I think they're going to look cool. But they're a surprise for later, so you're going to have to come back and watch. Now, if you want to see more of my shenanigans on things like this, how I make the handbrake work, how I finally make all of the hoses work, please subscribe, please put some likes up, please make it worth me doing all of these videos, because it takes a long time. I could do this job here in a quarter of the time that it takes with videoing it, so please make it worth my while going to all of the effort of doing brake conversion like that. Let's wander around here. You know, the front brake conversion like that. Please just help me out, make it worth it. Like it, subscribe, share it, do all of that YouTubey stuff to make it worth my while.